Usually in the holidays when I have some time, I write and record some songs, and this time I thought it would be a fun idea just to bring you along. So I started out in pursuit of a great song idea, which to be honest is not that easy to come by. Usually I have a song bank, like a bank of voice notes and bank of notes on my phone and on my laptop that I just go to. When I get an idea, I put it in there, I write an idea in there, or I record a melody line that I like in there. And when I'm looking for inspiration, I usually go back there, try to find something inspiring and something worth writing. I spent hours trying to write something worthwhile and ended up questioning everything anyway. Telling myself, this is stupid, nobody's gonna listen to this, this is too vulnerable, what do you have to say anyway, and nobody cares. And then I realized, well, maybe I should write a song about that. About starting something new, putting yourself out there and finding your voice. And that's exactly what this song is going to be about. Once I have an idea, it usually flows quickly. Make a few notes, make a few recordings to make sure I don't forget how it goes. I sometimes make use of websites like Rhyme Zone to help me with some rhyming patterns and rhyming words. Also, there's a website called Thesaurus. It helps me with just some vocabulary and word synonyms and finding words. So after a few hours of writing, I got down to this.
Music moves me right to my soul, shoot right through me, out of control, melancholy, one of a kind. Oh, every time I'm writing, I lose my mind.
Now it's time to lay this baby down on some tracks. So first off, I had to make sure I've got some decent instruments to do this with. So I called up a buddy with a Gibson J200 Bob Dylan signature. I drove out and fetched it, and to be honest I was quite careful with it because it's worth quite a few dollars. Once I had a decent guitar and started trying to record, I realized I really need to fix my room. This is just a basic room at home and it's quite empty, and there's this big blank wall reflecting all the sound. In professional studio rooms, they've got professional acoustic panels on the walls to treat the room acoustically, but those panels are way too expensive. So I DIY'd my way into it, dragged in my mattress, a few blankets, and honestly anything I could find in the house that would absorb some sound. And I hanged it everywhere I could possibly manage. It doesn't have to look good if it absorbs sound, and it's not stupid if it works. This was the result I got. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. I have a Chinese friend, and I have a check, 1, 2. Once the room was good to go, I threw some fresh Elixir strings on the Gibson, and we were good to record. Before I start, I usually try to find a song that I'd like this track to sound like in terms of sound and instruments. The song that I really looked to for this track and found inspiration is called The Promise Is the Same by Corey Asbury. I decided on a tempo for the song and started recording a basic acoustic guitar track, just picking through the entire song so I have a foundation I can build everything else on. I didn't necessarily think this is going to end up in the final mix, but I really liked it, so I kept it. I labeled the sections of my song just to improve the workflow and moved on to get some drums going. Obviously I can't record drums in this small room, so I had to resort to using some samples. I went online searching for some drum samples and I found Go On Grooves, a plugin they have called Handy Drums, and it's amazing. It sounds real, it's got groove, and it's like $30, so I bought it. This is real drum sounds that somebody recorded somewhere in a studio at different velocities, and you can trigger them by using MIDI notes. So you map out and build out MIDI notes whichever way you like, and those MIDI notes trigger the correct velocities of the drum samples that's recorded. Sounds pretty good to me, and once you spend some time programming the correct velocities, it sounds pretty natural. The bass guitar was pretty straightforward. Single notes pretty much all the time, just adding some nice warmth and body to the track. I started out recording electric guitar just by doing some ambient swells. I did some fat, big ringing chords in the chorus. Some rhythmic picking. Some spanky noodling. Some chords with a tremolo. And followed it up with some slide guitar, which honestly was not that easy.
For every moment I choose to stay, I someday
For the piano, I use a software called Mainstage to get some nice sounds going. I started off with just a warm E piano and doubled it with a grand piano, filtered off all the highs so it's nice and warm with a low attack. And both of them just played straightforward chords. Now it's time for some vocals. I recorded the lead vocal and decided to feature my beautiful wife on the last chorus. She just doubled the melody an octave above me and it just added some nice fullness to the lead vocal. I did some mixing and processing on the vocals, added an EQ, some reverb, a compressor. This just helps to smoothen out the vocal and gives it some nice sustain and life. I used a plugin called Melodyne to tune some vocals. Unfortunately, singing perfectly on pitch is not that easy and recordings are very unforgiving. With Melodyne, you can literally fix all your false notes and everything. But the way I see it, it's no different than any other processing you use on the vocal, like EQ or compression. These are just tools to help you achieve the sound that you want. And overall, I ended up doing a lot of general cleanup, mixing, processing, and adding some effects. And this is what I ended up with. This is my song called Breathing. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, send it to someone you don't like and enjoy.
music moves me right to my soul, shoot right through me, out of control, melancholy, one of a kind. Oh, every time I'm riding, I lose my mind. Someday I might know what to say, I guess it's coming, just not today. Please don't tell me, speak what's on your mind. Oh, every time I try it, it's hard to find. For every moment I choose to stay, I don't know what to say. You can break my bones and I'll feel it. I can stub my toe and I'll bleed it, but I don't care what anyone's feeling, 'cause it's in my veins when I feel it, and it's in my soul when I sing it. This is just the music I'm breathing. Listen closely, only if I may. Don't keep running, please just stay. How the hell am I supposed to know that what I do will find you before you go? For every moment I choose to stay, I don't know what to feel it, and it's in my soul when I sing it. Oh, this is just the music I'm breathing.